I'm thrilled to have on my guest with me. You know, we've had a good time. Have you done one other show or two other shows, Perry?
I did two. And so, yeah,
I think you did do two other shows. And I've got Perry Dye with me. And Perry's been the guy that's done the nuts and bolts of really, of course, with the Turriello brothers and family.
Yeah.
But Perry's been here many, many times on behalf of his dad, Pete Dye, who is world known for internationally known golf courses, championship golf courses. And Perry, thanks so much for coming into the studio, taking a few moments here. I love chatting with you. First of all, you're a lot of fun. I don't think I've had more fun on an interview than with you. But you give me a lot of information that I just can't get out of those Turriello brothers because I can't get them to talk about their golf course like you do. So tell me a little bit about this spectacular golf course, which, except for a handful of people, nobody really knows about yet on this island.
when you're an owner, and so like the Tortorellis and Jeffy and the group that really owns and put the money up for the golf course, they have the right to use it for a while before the customers come. And let me just tell you, if you were to sneak over that hill today, it is absolutely crowded. There's 60 people playing golf over there, and every one of them, their last name is Tortorella. So, I mean, it is, they have, today on the island, they're doing their own economic stimulus package. They have 160 family and friends, and so from Guatemala here, and we'll host a tournament tomorrow of 50 players. So, this is, and I warned them to enjoy it this year because next year we'll have all sorts of customers, and they're very spoiled now, but they deserve it. I mean, they've invested a lot of money in this island and a lot of time and effort and everything else, and now they're kind of getting the fruits of what they've planted.
And they planted a lot.
That's true.
They've done a lot of planting. I saw one or two holes, but I could relate to when you and I hit a few golf balls, maybe about 4 months ago, something like that, and we played on that green that you can sleep on, eat off of, and drink off of.
Well, they're going to do a yoga party out there tomorrow. I think that's what they told me. They're going to do some sunrise yoga we have 9 holes open. So the grass is completely grown in it. And I think it even surprised everybody that was there because it really did it in a 60-day period of time. And we're starting to work back on the which now is the front 9 holes, but we finished the back 9 holes. So and they're the greens are putting good, and the people who've been allowed to sneak out there and sort of having the time of their life. And bringing golf to the island is going to change the island. And I know that everybody kind of anticipated the cruise ships being a bonus, but I think you're going to find an upgraded type tourist customer coming to the island next year, and I think you're going to see some of the people in the cruise ship playing some golf and that sort of thing. And we've already had we have members who actually convinced the Tortorellis to be allowed to play out there. So I mean, it's pretty interesting. We have 10 local caddies, and to start with, we have 35 golf carts out there, so we can pretty much easily play 40 or 50 people. And the caddies are getting used to the game of golf. They've never seen. They're all from Jackson Hole and speak great English, and they're starting to learn how to get our customers around. And the golf carts are working really well. So and the way it should be. I mean, you should be able to start off and train everybody, and that's kind of what we're doing. And we have enough Tortorellis to train the whole staff because 150 of them, we're giving it a heck of a try right now. So. Ran out of bacon and coffee yesterday, but other than that, we're doing okay.
Perry, because I really haven't been on the course in, really maybe since with you, tell me about it. Tell me about generally an overview of the course. Your dad did a great job doing that when I spoke with him last time. Tell me about, and then kind of lead me through each hole, just the basic character of each hole.
Well, my mother's won over 48 national titles around the world and been on the head of the World Cup team and a few other minor things, and she's 81 or 2 yesterday, and she managed to play it And everybody will recognize the fact that she's probably got one of the greater golf swings in golf, even at her age. And, walking off the course, she just looked at me and said, "This is a really fun experience of golf." She said, between the ocean and the golf course is difficult, I think, from the back tees, but for the average players and that sort of thing, it's relatively easy to get around, which is supposed to be a resort-style experience. And, I think it's just fun to play. Annie played it with me, and Annie's my wife for 35 years now, and she's an average golf player that has an 18 handicap, and is a good ball striker. But she can get around into the play, and the thing that's going to happen here is most of our customers are going to be from America, and we're going to have a lot of ladies playing. And I think I got the girls' tees set up where it'll be playable for them, and I think for the average players it'll be playable. But I think for the good players, if they want to go back and find those black tees that I've kind of hidden back there and play it from the back, and especially on a windy day, the golf course can be terribly challenging because it's got enough distance, and we all know the trade winds around here. We love them because it kind of makes the island more bearable, but it can blow pretty hard every once in a while, and that'll really make that golf course difficult. And I think we're playing the back nine, and that's the nine that's finished. So, and you start off on the 15th hole, which is kind of scary because as architects, we always try to keep 15, 16, 17, and 18 relatively difficult because that's your finishing four, and it's a classic die finish, which is a par 5, a par 3, and a par 4, just like it is at the TPC Tournament Players Club. And I think that tournament's coming up pretty soon. And you can see the Island Green, which is not on 17, but it's on the 11th, and so when the wind's blowing, it's almost impossible some days to get it in there, but everybody does. And we kind of did a little different twist. First, we put some sand around the Island Green this time, and so the ball kind of rolls off the green. You're in the sand, and if it rolls a little bit further, you're in the sand and the water. Then we have quite a few players that have enjoyed hitting it, that classic shot that's kind of a little bit in the water and a little bit in the sand, and the water fly up in the air, and everybody gets wet. But that shot's been back into this back nine, and I just think that it's a good golf experience. It's a fun golf experience, and it qualifies for all level of players, and that's the most difficult thing to do in our business, is to make a golf course very, very enjoyable for a low handicap, very good player, and meanwhile your average players and our customers, which are average players, to get them around in a timely fashion and have them enjoy the game. And I think that's where we are with this property, and a lot of it has to do with what we know about design, but a lot of it has to do with the support of our owners and the people out there, the Jimmy that worked with me for the last 20 years, and this was a full-fledged effort, and it's paid off, and that's and sadly enough, we're only half done, but the other nine's kind of roughed in, and we have all the materials and everything on display. I wish we had it completely finished, but as you know, we had some pretty unusual weather in December and that sort of thing. We just kind of got behind schedule, and really just kind of took a hiatus for a couple months there to concentrate to get this 9 holes finished for the family event, which is happening this week. So it became the most important factor. You have 150 of your friends and family coming, you got to be ready.
And being the official, unofficial weatherman here, we're going to have beautiful, beautiful weather tomorrow, and it's going to be that way pretty much throughout the weekend. So thank God for Semana Santa. We'll have a lot of weather, because yesterday it was very cloudy. Does that affect?
Well, yesterday it was great being out there because we were huffing, and I was chasing my 85-year-old father up and down those hills, and the sun wasn't quite beating down on us quite as hard, and it was just a little misty. It was kind of cool and nice, so kept the dust down too. For when you're on the construction side, the dust becomes a factor, and just a little bit of moisture settles the dust down. So when you're tracking around, it's not as dusty. The other part is over on the other side. it could have rained 50 inches, and those Torelli's going to play that golf course regardless. So it didn't affect the people on the green side playing golf. They didn't care at all. So they just kept playing in the rain. And I'm sure, as you know, in this island, if you just keep walking, you'll walk right out of the rain. So that's kind of what happened yesterday. Everybody played, and Annie was up at West End and called me and said, "Is it raining down at your place?" I said, "No," and then a couple of minutes later it was. But it was. Everybody had a great time yesterday. They're all getting practice for the big tournament that starts tomorrow.